My name is Elizabeth Schächter, and I'm doing this little video for two reasons. One, to promote and publicise the performance of Mahler's 8th Symphony in Coventry Cathedral on Saturday, May the 16th. And the other is I'm probably the only descendant of Mahler's family living in Warwickshire. My parents came from Vienna, from Austria. They fled to England in 1938 as Jewish refugees. Their names are Hans Schächter, my father, and Edith Mahler, my mother. Her father, Emil Mahler, my grandfather, was Gustav Mahler's first cousin. So their fathers were brothers. These two brothers set up a business in the early 1860s in a small village called Iglau, which was in Bohemia, which was part of Austria-Hungary, and it's now in the Czech Republic, and it's called Jihlava. So they set up this business, and these two families live next door to each other. And Mahler was born in 1860. So when Mahler was 4, his maternal grandparents gave him an old piano, and my great-grandmother, Franziska, was his first piano teacher. I have heard most of Mahler's symphonies in a live performance, but I have never heard Mahler's 8th Symphony as a live performance. So this, for me, is going to be the most wonderful experience, and I'm very excited, and probably a once-in-a-lifetime experience since I'm so old now. So it'll be wonderful to hear this performance. It'll be an experience indeed of a lifetime. And I started to read about the premiere of this symphony, of Mahler's 8th, which was conducted by Mahler himself on the 12th of December 1910 in Munich. It was the culmination of a music festival which had started in May, and it ended on the 12th of September with this performance of Mahler's symphony. There were 858 singers, which included 350 boys' choirs, 350 children, they were boys, these choirs, 8 soloists, 171 instrumentalists. So you can imagine the huge organizational effort for rehearsing for this monumental concert. And Mahler went from Leipzig to Vienna to Munich, rehearsing the choirs and the orchestra. And Mahler arranged everything down to the last detail. The grouping, for the actual performance, for the premiere, the grouping of the players, where the choirs were going to sit, the lighting. He wanted the audience to be almost in semi-darkness. And he even made sure that the tram cars, which ran past this new festival hall where the concert took place, he made sure that they would glide very slowly, that they wouldn't ring their bells during the performance. And this premiere was attended by some of the other great composers of the day, Richard Strauss, Saint-Saëns, and Anton Webern, and some of the most famous writers of the day, like Thomas Mann and Arthur Schnitzler. There are a couple of contemporary accounts of this amazing premiere, which I will read a couple of them. One friend who was there was an American friend who attended, and he wrote, "When Mahler appeared on the podium, the entire audience, as if responding to a secret signal, rose to its feet, initially in silence. It was a way a king is greeted. And it was only when Mahler, visibly surprised, gestured his gratitude, did a cheering erupt of a kind that is seldom heard at such an event. All this before the performance began." At the end, his wife, Alma Mahler, recalled that the whole audience of some 3,000 surged towards the platform and gave Mahler a 30-minute ovation. There were waves of enthusiastic applause, and the children's choirs gave shouts of jubilation. It was the greatest triumph for any of his works during his lifetime. So to conclude, I would urge any of you listening to this little video to go to this performance of Mahler's 8th Symphony. It will be, as it certainly will be for me, and I hope for you, a once-in-a-lifetime musical experience, not to be missed. which will take place on the 16th of May in Coventry Cathedral at 7 p.m.